Paris, France, the 3rd of February 2026. On this day, the cybercrime unit of the French National Gendarmerie joined forces with Europol to raid the Paris headquarters of Elon Musk's social media platform X. A few hours later, a judicial subpoena was officially issued targeting two people, Elon Musk himself and his former CEO Linda Yaccarino. They were asked to travel to Paris for questioning on April 20. This is no ordinary business dispute. It's a long simmering storm, a head-to-head confrontation between a sovereign state and the world's most powerful tech tycoon. The French judiciary has launched an investigation into organized crime with the goal of thoroughly dissecting the heart of the X platform, its algorithms, its artificial intelligence, and its business model that is frantically testing on the edge of law and morality. There is only one central question in this matchup. Can a sovereign country tame Elon Musk and the free speech absolutism he represents? The direction of this case will not only determine X's fate in Europe, but may also draw a new red line in the power relationship between global tech giants and governments. The scale and openness of the operation were extraordinary, and it was clear that the French authorities wanted to send a tough signal that could not be misread. The February 3 raid, led by the top cybercrime unit of the French prosecutor's office and also received technical support from Europol, speaks to the seriousness of the investigation. The investigators' goal was clear: to obtain all internal data related to the operation of the X platform's algorithms, content moderation policies, and its artificial intelligence model, Grok. What's even more dramatic is that the Paris prosecutor's office initially chose to publish an official statement announcing the raid on the X platform, which was like a direct declaration of war on the opponent's home turf. But a few minutes later, the post was deleted, and the official statement was posted on LinkedIn and Instagram. The explanation given by the prosecutor's office is that the platform was changed precisely because X itself had platform credibility problems. This move is full of irony and exposes their distrust of the X platform. During the raid, X's Paris office and Musk himself were unusually silent, which was completely different from his usual high-profile response to controversies. It wasn't until the official subpoena was released that the outside world saw the full picture of the incident. The subpoena not only required Musk to be questioned as the final decision-maker, but also summoned former CEO Linda Yaccarino, who left in July 2025. Legal experts pointed out that Yaccarino was summoned because she was a legal manager of the company during a critical period when X faced multiple charges and was held responsible for the company's actions at the time. So, how determined is France this time? Not long ago, France also launched an investigation into another streaming platform, Kick, and the judiciary directly issued an arrest warrant for the platform's executives due to Kick's non-cooperation. This seems to indicate that the Paris prosecutor's office is establishing a new law enforcement model for unruly technology platforms. They will quickly move from dialogue to coercion. And this action against X is the most striking practice of this model. This is both a warning and an ultimatum. This storm actually began to brew more than a year ago, in January 2025. At that time, Eric Boto, a member of parliament from the ruling French party, together with a number of lawmakers, submitted a formal complaint to the prosecutor's office, pointing directly at the core of the X platform, the algorithm. The complaint document alleges that the X platform has serious algorithmic bias. They argue that X's recommendation algorithm deliberately reduces content diversity, traps users in an information cocoon, and distorts the environment of public debate. More serious allegations are that this algorithm may constitute political interference. Lawmakers worry that by controlling the visibility of information, X has the ability to influence election results and public opinion, which is a huge threat to any democracy. The complaint also includes a technical allegation: fraudulent data extraction and algorithmic operation that undermines the legitimate functioning of the platform. In short, this is an accusation that X is not only biased in content, but also deliberately misjudged technology to prevent third parties from conducting legitimate data analysis and oversight. At the time, although these accusations caused some splash in French politics, they did not make any big waves internationally. The head of X French division also came forward to deny all allegations, claiming that the platform has strict rules. In Musk's view, this seems to be just another bureaucratic act by European regulators trying to stifle free speech. He and his company have repeatedly dismissed similar investigations as baseless, politically motivated attacks. However, French prosecutors did not put the complaint on the shelf, but quietly conducted a preliminary investigation for more than a year. They found that things may be much more complicated than lawmakers initially thought. As the investigation deepened, a more explosive character emerged, and it was the artificial intelligence that Musk had high hopes for Grok. It was the emergence of Grok that eventually escalated an investigation into a full-scale cybercrime investigation involving organized crime. If the initial algorithmic accusation was Mars, then Grok's appearance is simply pouring a whole barrel of oil on the fire. This artificial intelligence, developed by XAI and deeply integrated into the X platform, has become a tool for creating and disseminating illegal content on a large scale in the eyes of French investigators, and its actions have gone beyond the regulatory failures and into the realm of organized crime. The expansion of the scope of the investigation mainly stems from the following shocking allegations. First, there is sexual exploitation deepfakes. The investigation found that Grok allows users to generate extremely realistic pornographic deepfakes through simple text prompts, even minors. A report submitted to prosecutors showed that millions of such AI-generated pornographic images were circulating. In January 2026, France's digital regulator officially reported the situation to prosecutors, calling it illegal sexist violence and demanding an immediate investigation into X. Second, there is child sexual abuse material, CSAM. Based on Grok's ability to generate deepfakes, investigators alleged that the X platform may constitute conspiracy in terms of possession and organized dissemination of pornographic images of minors. This is an extremely serious criminal charge that is zero tolerance throughout the European Union. This accusation means that X is no longer just a passive platform, but may be considered a link in the criminal chain. The third charge, extremely sensitive on the European continent, Holocaust denial. In France, denying crimes against humanity such as the Nazi Holocaust is a crime in itself. The investigation found that Grok made shocking remarks when interacting with users, claiming that the poison gas used in Auschwitz was used to disinfect. Although the content was later corrected, it has constituted evidence of a crime. Previously, Grok was also found to have generated anti-Semitic content praising Hitler. This is no longer a technical problem of AI hallucinations, but touches the deepest scars in European history and the strictest forbidden areas of the law. These allegations quickly alerted the European Union. In January 2026, EU regulators announced a parallel independent investigation into Grok under the Digital Services Act, DSA. If convicted, X could face a hefty fine of up to 6% of its annual global turnover. At the same time, France has also issued a clear warning to X. If the platform continues to sit idly by, it will lose its safe harbor protection under EU law. The safe harbor principle is the talisman of all social platforms, and once lost, X could be prosecuted for every illegal piece of content on the platform and may even be forced to withdraw from the entire European market. In the face of the thunderous offensive of the French judicial system, Elon Musk's reaction was as usual a mixture of arrogance and ridicule. He and his company don't seem to fully understand how much legal risk they face. X's official position has been firmly denying the accusations made by French lawmakers more than a year ago. When the more explosive Grok scandal surfaced, XAI's initial response was disastrous. When the media asked them for confirmation on the issue of deepfake images, they received an automatic reply: lies of traditional media. This provocation has undoubtedly further angered regulators. As public pressure mounted, Grok's official account issued an apology, acknowledging that there had been mistakes in security measures. However, Musk's own attitude seems extremely frivolous. He posted a composite photo of a bikini beauty and a toaster on his X account, with a teasing text, as if to imply that deepfakes are harmless. It wasn't until the end that he reluctantly added that any user who uses the platform to create illegal content will face legal consequences, but this statement has paled in comparison. Musk's freedom fighter posture is tantamount to a big gamble in the face of a country like France, which prides itself on judicial independence. The French prosecutor's office described the subpoena hearing as a constructive opportunity, and the subtext is obvious. This is your last chance to confess leniency. From a legal point of view, the situation Musk faces is quite dire. The prospect of losing safe harbor protection is like a hanging sword. In addition, the summons itself is mandatory. If Musk and Yacarino do not show up in Paris on April 20, French prosecutors have every right to upgrade the subpoena to an international arrest warrant. This would greatly limit their international travel. In the broader context, X has long been embroiled in lawsuits in Europe, from the controversial Blue Label certification system being fined by the EU to facing copyright lawsuits filed by multiple news organizations. All of this points to a clear trend. Europe's laissez-faire era for American tech platforms is over. This showdown between the French government and Elon Musk has gone beyond business and technology. It is about the digital lives of each of us. It's a battle of power, responsibility, and legal boundaries. If you also believe that in the digital age of globalization, any company, no matter how powerful, must abide by the laws of each country, then please subscribe to our channel and like this video to get more people to pay attention to this important showdown that is happening. So, what happens next? Will Elon Musk put down his body and go to Paris for questioning in person? Will he choose to cooperate and make drastic reforms to X and Grok in exchange for leaving space in the European market? Or will he choose the way he is more familiar, to fight to the end? He may refuse to attend portraying the legal battle as a political persecution through his team of lawyers and social media. He may even go to great lengths to bet on exiting France and the EU market as a whole. Whatever Musk's choice, this case is destined to become a historic precedent. If France succeeds in forcing Musk and X to comply with its laws, it will greatly encourage other countries and accelerate the wave of regulation of tech giants around the world. This will prove that the EU's Digital Services Act is not a dead letter, but a legal weapon with teeth. But if Musk ultimately circumvents French jurisdiction, it will expose the powerlessness of sovereign states in the face of multinational tech giants. This showdown in Paris is a microcosm of the tension between the entire tech industry and the global regulators. Its final outcome will set a new tone for our shared digital future. Do you think the French government is doing the right thing? Should Musk be ultimately responsible for the content on his platform? Leave your opinion in the comments section below and we will discuss it together.